Hello. Hello, everyone. Is it Thursday? Did I get that right? I think I got that right. It better be Thursday. It better be. I don't know. I one day bleeds into the next. What can I tell you? Okay, just locating. Trying to get this organized while people find the streams. I guess the, I guess the older we get, the more those things become difficult, right? Like we might think Thursday is Tuesday. Yeah. How is everybody? Happy Thursday. This is our happy hour where we get together on Thursday and we have drinks. Do people have film footage of Musk's son? Can somebody find that? Because I would love for us to talk about that. Musk's son, is that a rumor or do we actually have film footage of what Musk son said? I heard at one point he told the press to go away or Trump to go away. I don't know. It was very strange. I'd like to see the actual footage. I know that he was picking his nose and he put a booger on the desk at the White House. I think at one time somebody said he said, "I'm sorry. I apologize, but I have to go to the bathroom," or something like that. And somebody had posted it, and Grimes, the ex-wife of Elon Musk, said, "He's not supposed to be out in public. My son is not supposed to be out in public." And then Grimes wrote, "Well, I'm glad he was polite, though. I'm glad my son was polite, but he was not supposed to be out." The son said he should shut his mouth. Are you sure? Oh my God, I love it. Well, you know what? Every time I go into, hi everybody, please join us at the table. Get a drink. If you're in a bar or if you're at home, I'm just having coffee, and this is water, but I'm also having coffee for my drink. This is our happy hour. Feel free to join us. We're talking about Trump and Elon Musk in the Oval Office and his son's behavior. Well, that's a little bit crazy, right? Because you do get the impression that Musk kind of bought the presidency. He certainly is visible, more so than anybody else that endorsed Trump. A lot of wealthy people endorsed Trump, but the cojones that Elon Musk has, you can see that he really wants to get his money worth. What he paid he paid for access to the White House, and that's basically what he got. Oh, the son used the F word. Well, I think we're only going to know if we see all the film footage. His son said, "You're not the president and you should just go away." Really? Well, that's probably what's going to happen. They'll get the rebuild in Gaza up and going. They'll do a couple of other things that are going to keep Musk probably wants to get pardoned so that, if I were Musk, I'd want to get some kind of blanket pardon, because once Trump's gone, I'm sure plenty of people are going to go after Musk. Why don't we go ahead? It's pretty crazy times, isn't it? Do you guys want to do the empath's prayer and then we can do some blitzes? Does that sound like fun? All right. If you need to receive a healing at this time, it would be great if you could give us your name, your name or the name of those you wish us to pray for, and we can include you in our prayers. Yeah. Yeah, and he was sticking his fingers in Elon Musk ears so that he couldn't hear the questions. I mean, but that's amazing. He told who to shush? The who was he telling to shush? The crowd of reporters or the I don't know. That sounds crazy. Well, let's go ahead. Let's include prayers for everyone who would like to receive a healing at this time. Let's go ahead and come together and pray for those who are requesting healing at this time, both for yourselves and for those you love. Let's bring in the empath's prayer, and then after that, we can do some quick tarot readings, or what we call blitzing. Blitz, like 4 cards. Blitz, blitz, blitz away after that. What do you say? Sound good? All right, let's do it. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen. And for those of you who are asking to receive a healing at this time, we come together and we pray that you receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and spirit. And together collectively, again, as a community, we say, Amen, amen, amen. May all souls be healed. Wow. Good to see you all for this Hot Topics Thursdays. I am the hostess with the mostest. If you haven't had a chance to like and subscribe, it would be a really great way to support the channel. This is our Thursday happy hour, and we just talk about the week, what's on your mind. We throw some cards. We kibitz. That means we chat. We kibitz, and we we kibitz, and kibitz also has the same root in Hebrew as community. Community, kibitz. And so what is a community? A kibbutz. It's like that comedy show Community, which I think is based on community college. I think they should have an Israeli show called Kibbutz about life on kibbutz. I think it'd be really funny. But yeah, so let's kibbutz. Let's have some community. We'll talk. We'll do coffee. We'll spread some good vibes. Let's see what your questions are. Let's do it. Did we get an order to blitz, blitz, blitz away? I don't know. Let's see about questions. Hi, John Gerald. Good to see you here. Anna Martinez, great to see you here. Fran Stephenson, awesome. Hello, hello, and happy Hot Topics to you as well. Looks like first comment coming in from Joel Tilson. The Russian drones diverted to Belarus by Ukraine's military tech today. So the Russians were trying to bomb Ukraine, and they ended up bombing Belarus instead. Well, that's interesting. We'll go ahead and take a look at what is going on with all of that. Russia in the war. I don't think Russia is going to be able to save themselves because the data shows we have to remove Putin. It's just pure math. So, not really have a choice. Okay. The war. Queen of Swords. That could be an indication that the war is coming to an end. Can they continue without U.S. help? There's money. Hopes and fears, new beginning. And then the final outcome is the devil. The illegal business of Putin could be fueling Putin's power. You know, if he was supplying money to if he was making a profit, if Trump was from some kind of illegal dealings, that devil card moving into final outcome to be chained or trapped, that is not auspicious at all. A partnership. Trump could try to dismantle or sabotage. There's some real concern here about that. You know, I don't like the devil moving in, and I don't like that stress we're seeing when you look at when you look at the juxtaposition of the cards. It is a little bit concerning, to put it mildly. So what it feels like is a passive aggressive sort of way of helping Putin win, forgetting to do certain things or not helping. It's the way in which bad people help, possibly by sabotaging the good sides. Zelensky's pissed at Trump's peace proposal to give Putin land for peace. Zelensky said never. Yeah, this goes back to the remotes of whether or not we would be able to see a deal, because when you go into Zelensky's energy, there's no way he would give up Crimea. Also, Putin doesn't have the money to begin to keep going, right? So, of course, he wants to make a deal and take a break so that he can build up his troops. Based on what I've seen, I think that Ukraine should hit them hard and keep on hitting them hard and force a surrender, probably by April. And I think that the other thing we saw energetically, where they were, we saw that they had a breach, and then a couple days later, did you guys see the breach? So how that works, how many students do I have here of HCRV? Do I have like 50 students, 100 students of HCRV here? So let's see what's going on here. I think it was the enforcer that showed Russia, Ukraine advancing, right? It was a Ukraine advancing. And what happened was, what it looked like to me was that, here it is a day ago. I won't go into this too much, but they get some good film footage. I actually do like the enforcer. Some of you don't, but I think that they do some great film footage, and they're apolitical, but they do support Ukraine. But you can see when you do the remotes, I had done the remotes, and then I had shared it with you guys a couple of days ago. This was the battlefield. And then what happened was I put myself in the shoes of being a Russian. I was coming in from this side over here, right around the Mariupol area. We're trying to come in. And then what happened to me was that we tried to pull back, and then what happened was I wound up in the middle of a quagmire, trapped in the middle of Dnepro and all of that. Remember how I said that I kept getting pushed on the southeast side and I couldn't go forward? I can't go forward. I've got this block happening here. That's the thing you can see here, is this quagmire that I was feeling. I tried to go forward as a Russian, and then when I tried to go back, I wound up trapped. So I couldn't go forward on the southeast side. And when I tried to go back, they had encircled me with this lasso. You see how it's coming around here? They're lassoing them in. And then down here on the bottom where you see this red, we had an opening between these two red points. And I felt like we were instructed to go, 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 go. And then that's exactly what we did. We went in and then we lassoed so that when they tried to flee, we were able to flank them on the northeast side. The other thing is we have another stream coming in that's going to attempt to do a wider lasso. It's going to keep going and attempt to take a larger lasso around Moscow. So that's basically militarily what I see when I scan the grid, and when I all you have to do is be the ball. Remember, your good little Vajrayana Buddhist, right? That we base it on Vajrayana Buddhism. So we become one with the ball, right? Vajrayana, right? I am that. I am Putin's army. I am Putin, right? That's eventually the state you want to get to with remote viewing. So give it a shot for my students. I know you guys like to do homework. See if you can advance. Take out the map. Try to go forward as Putin's army, and you're going to feel that southeast pushback, and then you're going to turn around, and then you're going to be hit by that flank of soldiers. And so it's just a great experience. And you can all try it. You can all try it, not just students of HCRV. And what you'll find is you'll feel those blocks that we're talking about. And for that reason, I think to make a deal early would be a mistake as the remote viewer, if you would ask me my opinion. Because I just don't see at this point, the only way that Russia is going to win is if Trump openly helps them. But let me just check Zelensky real fast. Good to see you all. Thanks for your support, by the way. Excuse me. Devil. I mean, he's in a hell of a situation. Russia got good news. Hopes and fears. The emissary of peace coming with the peace offer. Final outcome for Zelensky. Queen of Swords puts it behind him. That devil. I don't like that damn devil. Star over the devil. Enemy. Enemy is getting armed. What's Trump? Trump is helping. Is that what's happening? Hopes and fears. There's Putin. Final outcome. Zelensky will win. Zelensky wins. Ace of Swords. Crazy times. I can't imagine after October 7th that Trump would be allowed to get along with Putin, given Putin's relationship with Israel right now, because they uncovered Putin's part in planning October 7th with Hamas. And so I cannot imagine in my wildest dreams that the Israelis would be okay with that. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Trump's actions. I said that when I went into his energy, I felt a sadness, like my life was over, like I had received some bad news. I don't know what it was. It almost felt like like he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Maybe they did a test and he got a negative result on his brain scan or something. But because we look for white matter and stuff like that. But it did feel like there's this sadness, like he knows the clock is ticking over him, and that his something is wrong. That's the energy I feel over Trump. You don't hide good medical records. There's also just being a logical person, right? Did anybody in here from the West Coast, did you get any snow? We have a ton of snow here in Portland, Oregon. It's beautiful. Hi, Abida. Hi, Sue Malik. Hi, Diva. And Rebecca L. And Alice L. And Terry Gallant. And Robert Kramer. And John Gerald. Say hi to our amazing John Tilson, our floor director. All right, let's look at Trump's mental health in the next coming weeks. Three of Cups, a great celebration. A great celebration over Trump. And then the opposition to Trump, new beginnings, we have to go on without him. Continue developing international relationships, strengthening our connections, building alliances, etc. We have to continue on without Trump. The hopes and fears. There's this businessman. Hopes and fears of a businessman. Great wealth over the country. Great wealth will come to the nation. I see a treasure trove of wealth coming to America. I think it's green jobs. He dreams. He rubs his lamp. You know, he daydreams. His opposition, Two of Pentacles. I feel like we're doing business, like that life goes on without this guy. I keep seeing JD Vance in the future. And Trump rest. There will be great wealth that will come to America. Trump will rest. And this other man here, I think it's JD Vance. I think JD Vance will become the president because JD Vance is the king of pentacles. Elon is the king of cups. He's actually the emotional king. He's a Cancer, and he's emotionally unstable, and he presents as king of cups, believe it or not. Yeah, so we could take a look at JD Vance because JD Vance has, you know what's weird about JD Vance? He's got that female core. He's got this strong female core, JD Vance. And I don't think he wants to be president. To have an opportunity to be the VP of the United States and to not want it. But it's almost like I can't guarantee there's a political future for JD Vance after this administration. It's almost like he leaves. He just wants to go away, which is interesting. JD Vance, Knight of Cups. He wants to be a peacemaker. It's very important for him if he gets into the White House that he tries to do bipartisan deals. He wants to do bipartisan deals and go backwards on some of what Trump tried to do, because Knight of Cups is the emissary of peace. So I always see this with JD Vance. He tries to backstep on certain things. Even though he's supposed to be Project 25, it just doesn't look that way when you go into the card charts. It looks like he's doing this dance. The Knight of Cups is the dancer, right? He's the suitor. He's your dancing queen, right? He's trying to make everything happen. He's trying to wheel and deal a peace deal. The opposition, Two of Cups. You see what I'm saying? JD Vance is better than Trump. He does do a deal over money. Final outcome, mastery. The masters come together. You know why? Because it's Silicon Valley and because they want all the new green contracts. I think we're going to denuke. And I think that all the contracts going forward out of California, the new Green Deal, it's going to be under JD Vance. They want control. It's not that he's going to be anti the new green economy. We have no choice. No one's going to buy our products. But you can see his outcome. Ace of Pentacles is standing in the fourth house. The hope and the fear, and the final outcome is mastery. His opposition, Two of Cups. Let's do business. This guy is trying to get bipartisan support for economic decisions going forward. Yeah. Clarification over JD Vance. Jobs. Page of Pentacles, Archangel Gabriel. Carrier of the pen, creative endeavors. The opposition grieves, weeps. Democrats weep. The hopes and the fears, justice. And the final outcome for the U.S. under JD Vance, the sword of truth. So it's you know what I think is going to happen? Do you think you know why I think this cards are changing? Because I don't think Trump is going to finish his term. I think he's going to step down. I don't know when that will be. Don't get mad at me if he doesn't step down in April. What I have said is that some dramatic event is taking place in April, and I do not feel that Trump's presidency is sustainable, and I don't see him completing 4 years. So April, something huge happens in April. In terms of these cards, I would say that it's auspicious for JD Vance. And it's auspicious for working across the aisle. And I believe the reason why is because by the time this happens, we could be seeing more Democrats in the House gaining control in the House, and possibly at local level in certain states as well, because this feels to me like cooperation. Yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Good questions. Good issues. Good conversations. All of that. So yeah. So in terms of Trump, the Constitution is very, very strong, and it's really hard to break the Constitution, right? It's even if you wanted to break the Constitution, it would be really hard because there are three branches of government, and he only has control over the executive, and even the most conservative judicial. You can't override the purse of the Congress. So in that sense, there's a lot of systems in place to protect us from the chaos. And so the Trump was not the worst president historically we've had. If you look at the budget and everything else, the worst president in terms of economic disaster was Ronald Reagan. Just he did more to cause a deficit than any other president with Reaganomics. And then the second was Bush Jr., and the most lives killed was Bush Jr., who killed well over 500,000 Iraqis, mostly innocent civilians. And we didn't get that with Trump. We got chaos. We had an emotionally temperamental guy. We had cruelty at the border, but he wasn't really into killing people. It's really more that he's emotionally unstable. And from what I've seen, just watching him with the Oasis One protocol and watching what he did, just what I witnessed, just with my little involvement with this, and it's a little involvement, but what I witnessed, if I were the teacher, I'm seeing somebody with a cognitive problem. I mean, how hard is it? You see a map, and the guy doesn't. I don't see a lot of intelligence. That's why I jokingly said that I gave Trump a D- for the Oasis, for the rebuild of Gaza, was because they did. It wasn't even like they had to change anything. All he had to do was just look at the picture and read 2 paragraphs. And that was more than Donald Trump could do. The rollout was a complete disaster because he has a learning disability or something. So we're talking about somebody who has, a brain capacity, a D-. Well, he was able to count 5 and 6, 5 plus 1. But this is the train system. So my point is that from what I've seen, just as somebody that was in one of the people that volunteered on that project, and how he is handling what should be really easy. Either he's not getting adequately prepared before press conferences, or there's something really wrong with his cognition. Yeah. But the other cool thing was that from this experience is I'm thinking, oh, they didn't change my original thesis. So that's good. I'm happy about that. But that was like, I'm happy about that. But then there was another part where when I was watching the rollout, I was thinking, I think there's something really mentally wrong here. Like, just as a doctor, I just took a moment and was like, it's going to be really, he wasn't able to keep focus, and the notes I only had 2.5 pages. They only had 2.5 pages. It was real simple for someone who doesn't like to read. And yeah, so I don't know how much longer he has, but I would not be surprised, given what I saw, if Trump had some serious cognitive problems, just from what I witnessed. What is this asked? Trump plotting to get rid of Musk. Let's take a look. Is Trump? I don't think so, because I don't think, I got to turn off my heat. It's getting too hot here. I don't think that Trump has the cognitive skills to handle something like Oasis 1, the rebuild of Gaza. America's not taking over. They want to take control over the development so that he can get paid the oversight commission. Everybody's going to be donating to the Abraham Accords and the rebuild, and he wants a piece of it. So it should not have been hard to do. But he clearly has cognitive problems. He didn't know anything about the territory of Gaza, or, but we've seen in other areas him doing the same thing when it comes to medicine, getting confused and thinking that you can drink bleach or inject it or something like this. So, yeah, who was the name of that scientist? What was her name? She had to sit there smiling while he was talking about injecting bleach. I kind of felt that way as like one of the people that was writing peace proposals for Gaza, and like had sent stuff to the people that were supposed to, I was responsible. So I was kind of like sitting there, and I felt like her, just kind of like listening to his talking. I was just like, so this must have been how she felt when he was talking about injecting bleach. But then the question comes up, has Trump always had this type of learning disability, these types of learning disabilities, or is this new? Is this something new? Let's take a look at, I don't think he's going to get rid of Musk because he needs Musk to be the president, because I don't think he has the cognitive skills to be the president. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what it looked like to me. I know people get mad at me when I say that, but it was not a hard thing he had to do to do the rollout with Bibi and with Netanyahu. It was the simplest thing in the world. So yeah, I don't know. Trump getting rid of Iran. Money, jobs. He got the job. His opposition is grieving. His hopes and fears, Knight of Swords, anger and revenge by the people. He also dreads war. This president truly doesn't want a war. He can be the most horrible person in the world, but he does not like war. Knight of Swords is war. It's the thing he dreads. And his final outcome is peace in the land, Two of Wands, and good trade partnerships. So no, he's not getting rid of Elon Musk because he has a Two of Wands as his outcome. We're partners. You're the brains and I'm the face, right? I'm the face of the presidency. Well, not anymore, because Elon has to be there in the White House, letting you know that he and his son have pissed on every piece of furniture, right? It has that kind of, I'm going to take control. Elon Musk is a real control freak. Opposition gets his wish. Yeah, there's all this sobriety over what we Democrats have to do in order to get our power back. But I don't see any indication here with the Two of Wands. It's almost like saying that they're working really well together, contrary to rumors on both sides. This actually looks like he gets his wish. The only negative side I see here is fear of war. He doesn't want war. Honestly, this type of a guy with this type of profile probably wouldn't want war. He would probably just want to hang out at the club, picking on chicks from Russia, mob guys, and with Russian models. And, this is not the mentality of a warrior. He doesn't want that. He wants everybody to hang out in the club and have drinks and party and look at topless dancers. It's interesting also to see who gets the job. It's usually women that look like they've danced at Goldfinger's Gentleman Club, right? The famous topless club, Goldfingers. I think Trump was one of the people that made Goldfingers famous because he used to shoot inside Goldfingers. But if you look at the U.S. ambassador to Lebanon, she's very pretty. But there's that kind of that kind of look that's very kind of, like the person should be like dancing on a I don't know. What was her name, the new person under Trump? She went to she was in what is her name? Oh, I can't find it yet. U.S. ambassador to Lebanon. Was it Lebanon? Oh yeah, here she is. They look like there's a certain look. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's kind of like maybe she was on the poll 20 years ago and he found her. Kind of usually a lot of hair, big nails, that sort of thing. What you would see at Goldfinger's topless gentlemen's club, right? That sort of thing. I used to live in New York. But she has that kind of a look. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Okay. It seems like that every time a woman gets in a position of power with Trump, it's like they have to look like, a topless dancer or something, like Stormy Daniels or something. Okay. What is the real reason that Elon Musk carries his son around? Well, he's not a very good parent. He treats his daughter, Vivian Jenna. I mean, it's so shockingly abusive for a father to trash your beloved daughter like that. I mean, he has no protective instincts towards his daughter. None. Now she's being harassed by these crazy people. She's leaving the U.S. because her father is harassing her in social media because she's trans. I think that tells me everything I need to know about his skills as a parent. Not him dancing around with some toddler on his head so that he can impress us. I see very clearly what you did with your daughter, and that tells me everything I need to know about your competency as a parent. I find he's a cruel, abusive parent. So what's really going on? Since you clearly aren't a good parent. Can you imagine doing that to your kid? Trashing them, talking about how they're screwed up. My kid's dead because they're trans. She's being harassed and has to leave because of your behavior. Please don't tell me you're a good father, okay? Please. Why does he do it? Empress, the mother. He's trying to maybe develop his maternal side. He sees himself as the mother. He sees Grimes as selfish, trying to hold him. He sees the opposition, greedy, holding, and he sees himself as the mother, the true mother of this child. It could be something dynamic in their relationships. Hopes and fears, this is him. The King of Cups, the overly emotional Cancerian man, control freak. He needs to have everybody trapped in his matrix, in his simulation, so they will never leave him, right? They won't leave him like his son, Nevada, that died at 3 weeks. They won't leave him like the people that broke up with him or didn't want to date him in high school. He's going to trap everybody in his simulation. Everybody. And you could never leave. You'll stay with me forever. I'm going to get your social securities. I'm going to get your data. I'm going to try. You'll never leave me. You'll never leave Elon. Never. You're going to stay with me forever. This is the mindset. I'm gonna build peace villages, and you're gonna be trapped inside. And you can't leave, and you won't want to leave. So what does he do? He's building one now outside Austin, Texas, right? So he loves the idea of Oasis, right? But in his world, he's the benefactor, Six of Pentacles, and he's building these worlds, and no one will ever leave him. But the control aspect here, when you go into a profile on Elon Musk, is that he must, it's that controlling us so that we will all love him and not leave him. That is what fuels this. You know, it's the obsessive lover that blocks the door with a weapon and won't let you leave. That's the energy of Elon Musk. Extremely possessive, extremely angry, and probably ends his relationships with people because they try to get away from him. I would suspect with his profile that people start to realize that he's crazy, and then they try to get away from him, and then he becomes increasingly controlling, possessive, and takes legal actions and spends money to control and keep you trapped in the matrix, which is what he did to Grimes. So she can't leave me, right? Everyone has to stay with me. Also, Seven of Cups is to be mentally ill. It's to be in the clouds, living in La La Land. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Also, Two of Wands over the 8th house would indicate that Grimes has another partner. She's partnered up with somebody else, and he's in Seven of Cups mode. He can't understand why nobody stays. So this is something he can do in the relationship to be strong and loving, but no matter how hard I try, people don't stay. And it's an obsessive possessiveness where the world has to collectively say, okay, it's not funny anymore, Elon. You need to give us the car keys. Let us go. We don't want to stay in your trapped in your matrix. But it's exactly how it feels. This aggressive need to hold us. You're not going to go anywhere, and you're going to stay forever. It's wild. You shush. That's pretty funny. All right, NATO goes alone with supporting Ukraine. Let's take a look at the future of NATO. It's all about protecting trade, NATO, right? North American trade. North again treaty. What is it? North American Trade Organization is NATO, right? Okay, let's see. NATO. The future of NATO. Money, prosperity, wealth, the new green economy. Moving very quickly. The economy, supercomputers, and the new green economy will completely rebirth the economy, and the old economy will pass away under the feet of this new green economy. This is something it's a new beginning. Spring. I'm telling you, something massive is happening in April, second quarter. I'm excited. I think I might be in Israel at that time. I don't know. I'm looking at maybe renting an apartment in Israel for a month or so. Yeah, I miss home. I want to go home. Jerusalem. I just feel like people are like, this is the time when you want to go home. And I feel like home for me, I feel that calling to get back to Jerusalem. Let's see what else is going on here with you folks. Got a lot of good questions. When will Musk crash and burn? It does have that feeling, doesn't it? That, this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. Also, you worry about drugs that people are using. If he's using drugs, if other people are using drugs. Okay, crash and burn for Elon. He's in this kind of, Knight of Swords. That can be like a manic state, which people feel like he's a manic depressive or that he has manic states, and then the opposition, a new beginning. So he is in that manic state right now. Hopes and fears, the king, the final outcome, Ace of Swords. He will be successful in what he's trying to achieve. He's so damn aggressive. I'm similar. That's how I've been trying to get the Oasis one. I'm just so aggressive. You guys have no idea what I have done. I wrote every member of the Senate today. Yesterday, I wrote every member of the Egyptian parliament. I wrote MBS, Kushner, President Trump, the King of Morocco, the Prince of United Arab Emirates, the Prince of Bahrain, I think, or King or whatever of Bahrain, the ambassador to the United States from United Arab Emirates, got a letter to get today. Suggesting we rent North Sinai if the Egyptians don't want to give it to us, that we could negotiate a fee to pay to rent it for survivors of Hamas so that the women and children have a safe zone, what we're trying to do. But yeah, so the energy that he has is similar to that, like just where you can get into a really kind of aggressive, pumped up when you're trying to get something done. And that's the kind of energy we have here, this kind of aggressive desire to have his personal needs met. The courts are coming in to object. He has more legal problems ahead. And he gets what he wants. Ultimately, even though he's stopped from doing certain things, he's still North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Thank you, my love. Thank you. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Very good. Yes. So that is what we see, my loves. He will be successful to some extent, but the courts will intervene and probably stop him from being able to get away with certain things, which is good because we don't want no creepy crawly bad things happening to people. Yeah. You love Jerusalem? Yeah, you got to come. I'm going to try, I want to find out when they're going to, well, I could go and do some volunteering. I always like to go down there and volunteer. Yeah, whatever they need. Pick tomatoes. I don't want to do anything too hard labor, though. There's other things you can do. I mean, there's like so much volunteering. You can pick tomatoes. You can pick oranges. You can teach children of the war. It's like all these cool programs. If you like helping in war-torn areas I'm trying to bring people together to create peace communities, for people who genuinely want peace. If you don't want peace, this is not the house for you. This is not the home for you. Oasis. So, yeah, be around some good people, eat some good food. Anything else did you guys want me to work on for you today? I know Joel, he's related to the King Farouk, but he's also got some Jewish ancestry, so that's kind of neat. Elon's dad looks mean. Yeah, Elon Musk's dad looks a little bit crazy, unfortunately. Oh, we got 604 people here. Lovely. Any questions you have, be sure and send them my way. We're just blitzing away here, doing some quick questions for everybody. We went through some very good questions so far. Looks like the next thing coming up, Joel Tilson is talking about the fact that 3 House seats are up for election in New York and Florida. How do you think the Democrats are going to do? 3 House seats. Looking at this energy, I would not be surprised if we were able to flip them. But let's take a look. Let's see if we can get 3 more Democrats seated in the White House. I mean, in Congress. Let's take a look. Okay, the elections, the special elections for Congress. Fighting for Congress. So it's dog eat dog. Five of Wands. I would say at this time that Republicans understand that they're hanging on by a thread, because this is like, it's a very aggressive kind of an energy there. There are certain things that the Democrats will not compromise on, like a woman's right to choose, and part of the ethics of being a Democrat. Otherwise, you're just going to have two parties that represent the same thing. There are good stars over these houses. Very likely we could see more Democrats getting in. Yeah. So clarification over the fighting. The sun is coming out. Yeah, Two of Swords is actually really cool. It's saying that the Democrats should not, it's not like we should go more right wing. It's not like we should say, well, maybe we should cut health insurance. Well, we have to fight for these programs. And Two of Swords would indicate a rigidity that we're not willing to back down when it comes to issues like Social Security, making sure that U.S. aid is viable. That's good. Two of Swords is good because that's how I feel as a Democrat. I don't want to see these things come to an end. And then Empress is great. Looks like more money funding the Democrats. Empress is very auspicious. It would indicate that we're going to get financial aid going forward to help in these seats. Hopes and fears, the judgment of the people. Corruption in Florida, corruption in New York. And the final outcome, a heavy load lay ahead, but we're going back to the House. Democrats are headed back to the House by October 2025. How you guys feel about that? We're back to the House. So very likely we could either split it or wind up with a lot of power by October. When are the special elections happening? Anybody know? Back to the House to go to pick up and go, carry a heavy load, and then heads to the House. Northeast direction too is the direction of the Ten of Wands. He heads northeast, which would be DC. If you're coming in from Florida, could mean that the Florida seat flips. That would be nice. Well, there's a lot of liberals in Florida, but you would never know it. I mean, people forget that Barack Obama won in Florida, right? So, yeah, I think that we have to get, you look at those cards and you think about it just in terms of energy. It's saying a lot about returning back to local politics and how we can engage our party in local issues. Yeah, local and state issues. We build our strength from the ground up. Well, that was fun. Did you all have a good time? Yes? No? Sort of? Don't be worried. I think we're going to be fine. I think that the universe has a way of correcting these things. Linda Kingsley wrote something interesting here. What is Russia Director of Office of Management and Budget Money Controllers is doing to implement Project 25? To me, he is more dangerous than Musk. Russ Vought. Let's take a look at Russ Vought. I don't know. I do not know. So yes, Karen W. Democrats could tie the House by October. Tie or take it over by October. The problem, we've balanced the power dynamics quite a bit by October. That's basically what the Akashic records are saying. Let me take a look at this Russ Vought guy. Sounds spooky. Sounds like Voldemort. A lot of people helped him get in. He was the preferred person, but he cannot stay for long term because of a health concern, and it appears to be cognitive. How old is he? Is he like over 60? Is he in his 70s? How old is this guy? Is he young? Who is this guy? Why would he be showing cognitive decline? Russ Vought. How old is he? I'm showing cognitive decline, mental illness. Oh, wow. He's not that old. When was he born? He was born in 1976 and he's already showing cognitive decline. That scares me because I'm like 61 years old. I'll be 62 next month. This is his bio. Christian nationalist. Oh, I see why you're scared of him. Okay, yeah. You know, his final outcome is 7 of Cups. That's not auspicious at all for one's mental health. That's this guy's he has some types of mental health issue. This is a guy who could leave DC because he has a breakdown or something happens to his mind and there's something going on with him and he needs to leave. Yeah, something's going on with this guy. Something's not right. Also, 4 of Cups. He could be struggling with alcoholism. 7 of Cups in his cups, in the clouds, in his cups, crazy. The devil, he's struggling with his addictions, devil, temptation. A lot of time people get attracted to extremist religions because they need control or they feel like they're not in control. So that's kind of what happened here. This individual he's like fighting the devil in this temptation and he's got cups, maybe too much temptation, and then he's trying to push temptation away. I think he's got a secret in his closet. It appears possibly some type of sexual addiction, drug and sexual addiction is going to come out about him. It's not because I'm trying to be mean. It's just that's what the cards would suggest. You know, people were happy and they celebrated the people in his church, people that were connected to him, 3 of Cups, dancing in the streets when he got picked. And then 6 of Pentacles, they felt like he would help and he would serve his community. And that's probably true. This person plans on serving his community, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to serve everybody's community. Then he has this opposition from the Queen of Wands, this strong female energy coming up against him, as if it's like the lioness is coming after him. And then we have these issues with addiction that float around. I'd be something's going to come up. Very interesting, isn't it? You know, it's sad. A lot of the people getting into power right now seem to be having mental health problems and drug problems. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, well, that there's more than that probably because he likes to pay people in sperm. Evidently, he's donated his sperm to a lot of people, but everybody's got it's his trip. It's whatever it is. It's not my trip. I'm not into having kids. I've always wanted to adopt. I just feel like adoption, to save a life is greater than to create a life. Just ethically, I have my ethics. Everybody has their ethics, but I believe, getting a kid from foster care or the war zone, if I lived in Oasis, I might request to maybe adopt a kid from Oasis, but yeah, I don't really understand that need to like spread your seed. Yeah, I don't, loving a child or being a loving person or what we can learn from having children. I think there's great gifts, but it doesn't have to be your biological, right? We talked about Trump crashing and Musk. Let's see, sometime between April and October, I see things changing for Musk. Yeah. Yeah, wild times, man. Wild times. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was really fun. There was a lot of us today, and I really enjoyed hanging with you. Over 600 in the happy hour. Hopefully you all had good drinks. What did you all drink? Anybody have anything fancy like a margarita during today's show? Who wins the award for the fanciest drink? I know, I'm just so boring. You want to see my drink? Here's my drink for happy hour. I'm finishing up the last cup. I made a big pot of Pete's coffee. I put some milk in it, cinnamon, nutmeg, and maple syrup. And that is that's my drink during the happy hour. Sometimes I make a tea, you know. But to be honest with you, I've been writing so many peace proposals, trying to get the Oasis one written, that I just, I've been living on coffee. Is that bad? That's probably bad, right? But yeah, I can show you some of those emails. Also, I sent nice apartment in Jerusalem, Craigslist, I was asking about. So this was Bernie Sanders. I wrote to him because he's all about kibbutz. Well, he's a kibbutznik. He's an Israeli American, and he's a kibbutznik. So I figure, Bernie is all about peace villages. So I wrote Bernie. Then all of these people, all of this was to get the concert going. And then I wrote Elton John. I also wrote Mackenzie Bezos a letter, seeing if Mackenzie Bezos would want to participate. So, yeah, the thing I wanted to share with you guys before we close today is that when you think about great people in history, whether it's Golda Meir or Mother Teresa or anybody that wants to do something of value, they don't ask for permission. No one gives them permission. Or if you're like Joel fighting the good fight, trying to get benefits for disabled veterans, no one is going to do the work for you. The spiritual lesson that we've talked about, we are all called to this. If this world is hell, if we have incarnated into hell, then we have incarnated into hell because we want to make it heaven. If you look at this from a Kabbalistic perspective, right, is that we have to create, this world should be tikkun olam. It should be, we are here to make it heaven on earth. So find that thing that you can be passionate about. For me, it's building oasis zones all over the world, right? For people to go into, it could be great industry and the crime rates would be low. And since most people don't want war, imagine how successful these peace villages would be. And wouldn't it be great if we had subways and train systems that interconnected these peace zones? So that is what I'm called to do, right? That is one of the things that I've decided that I'm just going to get on the bandwagon and just contact everyone. Hey, I got a great idea. Hey, I got a great idea. Hey, MBS over there in Saudi Arabia, Your Royal Highness, I think I got an idea about Abraham's tent. You want to hear it? Be bold, believe in yourself, learn from your mistakes, but take one area of the world that needs to be turned into heaven and decide that you're going to be the one to pitch your tent there. Like that is there's so much work to do. There's so much work to do. There are children to feed. There are dogs to wash. There are cats to launder. Right? Oh, Whimsy, stop coughing. Finally washed my cat. Yeah, find your bliss, people. And there's no wrong thing. It can be on your street, you see gangs picking on kids that have no food, pick your street corner. The idea is that We are all called to create heaven on earth. So find that thing and give your life to it. And if you do that, you're going to be okay. And you don't have to worry about some bad president, because just in terms of data collection alone, because I'm the data girl. Trump's not even the worst. Not by far. He did not destroy our economy, and nowhere near as much as Ronald Reagan did. So we will get through this. We will get through this. Until then, be about your business, child. Find your purpose in creating heaven on earth and get busy, right? All right. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me today. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. If you need to get an appointment with me, you can book me through Booksy. The information's below. Bye, everyone. Love you guys.